officially welcome you to the Evening Rush right here in Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. On the Evening Rush, we get to discuss topical issues across Nigeria's socio-economic and political landscape. We'll tend to look at the conspiracy theories. We try to help you logically break down some of these conversations across the socio-economic landscape. We also have analysts who join us either virtually or physically in the studio, or actually via the telephone sometimes, to give us a comprehensive breakdown of some of these issues. They give us their own purview, and we get to intellectually discuss this. We have a viable conversation, a healthy conversation, and we also make our conclusions. You then get to give your recommendations or your criticism to this conversation. And I must tell you that quite a lot actually took place today. Where the back and forth commenced is where we're going to start off from. All right, we're going to start off from there. We're going to start off as well with other angles that has to do with security and welfare. We're also going to look at issues that also has to do with the feeding sector in Nigeria. We'll also look at the political alignment and how political conversations or political talks are affecting governance. We're going to be looking into that this evening. However, let me introduce my guest to you in the studio, and that is Pastor, Prophet, Barrister Ichie Darlington Agumwa. Barrister Darlington, good evening to you. It's a special Monday. How are you?
The tattoos are not complete.
Okay, Professor, Prophet, Ichie, Chief, Doctor. Barrister Darlington has not given me the ECAU for this. For all of this title, though.
You refuse,
You have not given us ECAU. Let's celebrate this title. We are titling you, Barrister Darlington.
No, I kept this in number for you, but you have been afraid to take it. Oh my God.
Barrister Darlington, why will I be afraid to eat this in number? Because tell me.
You're afraid, though.
Why now?
You saw the big head and ran.
Oh my God. Barrister Darlington, welcome to the Evening Rush today. How are
you? It's my pleasure to be here.
Yes, it's also a pleasure to actually have you here today.
Yeah, happy Salah.
Happy Salah. Yes, today is the final.
Salah without ram.
Well, what would we expect now, Barrister Darlington? What would we expect?
In fact, now they understand what we talk.
All right, Barrister Darlington, today Peter Obi had an interview. I'm going to start off from there, where he discussed what was going on within the Labour Party, where he also talked about fuel subsidy removal, where he was asked questions about the situation within the Labour Party and his attitude towards what's going on in there. Reaction stemmed up from there. Well, obviously, one of the president's spokesperson responded and called Peter Obi shallow. He also called him a power grabber, somebody who just wants to grab power. But let's just, take a listen to that. We'll respond. You will give us your response from there. We'll also look at Senator Ali Ndumi. He was on a Monitor television program on Sunday as well. There are quite a couple of things he said, which, regardless of how politicians talk, some persons felt that he made some viable statements, in terms of having to hold the government of the day accountable, even if he belongs to that political party. We'll also look at Senator Imasue. You know that he fled to the US after the FBI linked him to $25 million fraud to join the APC on June 12th. He's a member of the Labour Party. He was also the one in charge of the Code of Ethics Committee that was meant to investigate the sexual allegation saga and the sitting arrangement in the National Assembly whereby Natasha was suspended, and he refused to investigate that entire scenario. So people went in to get his records, and then we're talking about corruption in the polity, where we have politicians who are linked to serious malfeasance, malpractice, corrupt tendencies, and they come here and occupy our political space, and they feel that that is why we have endemic corruption. A couple of persons have also said that these are the kind of persons that the administration of the day will want to bring into their fold, But regardless, we'll take a listen. We'll actually have a comprehensive conversation on that. So let's start off with Peter Obi right here.
We now live in a country of propaganda and lies, and they manufacture it. The problem we have in the Labour Party is problem instigated and sustained by the government of today.
Where's the proof?
I don't need to tell you. When you have a party chairman who calls the state governor a dwarf and dwarf thinking, forget about me. So it's not weak. Okay, I'm weak. But is not weak? Is every other person there weak? So let's all be sincere with ourselves. Before they call you names here, you know it. You speak the truth and you call you names. And we now live in a country of propaganda and lies and trying to put problems everywhere. They won't even put problems in families. Before I've managed, I've built a business locally and internationally, and they're thriving. By the time I left them, I've been chairman of corporations, quoted companies, director, and I've earned my respects. And I've been a governor. There's no place that I've shown weakness. Refine, I returned school that was taken from churches 40 years that nobody could even dare mention.
But these are the points people. These are the points people like Kenneth Okonkwo.
Yes.
These are the things they said against you.
It's just Kenneth Okonkwo. Who again?
But it's a valid point of view,
I
and
mean,
it's an epic chamber.
If 12 persons that followed Jesus, one went against him, how about me, who has millions followed, and you're counting those who went against me? Listen, people must go against you, people must speak against you, and their own listen I still remain consistent. I'm not changed. Like I said, Kenneth is my younger brother. He has his reasons for his actions or what he wants to do. Fine. Humility, patience, tolerance is not weakness, it's a virtue. It is not easy for people to remain where I am. And when I was campaigning election, before I went to places people dare not go to. I was in Southern Gombe. Was everywhere. People fear to go. Before I drive around this country today, this year alone, I've driven from Abuja to Kafancha, to Kaduna, to Kano, to Katsina, to Chigawa, to Jos, to Benue, to Kogi. Who is doing that? So people just stay in their house and talk about this macho they are. Just like they stay, they don't go to anywhere. It's easy to be an armchair critic. For God's sake, I'm on the road.
You know why they keep talking about this weakness? Because as it stands today, you don't even have a platform at which they're going to run elections.
Don't worry.
If Julius Abure says, I will continue with the Wahala,
don't join them.
he will continue Wahala, and coalition talks are still going on. That might swing in your favor, that might not swing in your favor. So that's why a lot of people keep saying you're weak. They say, okay, you are so weak that you can't call out some activities of IPOM that is not palatable. But I mean, but these are the things they say. These are the things they say about you. And that's why they say, can you reach out into the north?
I criticize every single act that is wrong. Whether it's go and follow it. Whether it's in the east, west, south.
They say you're not hard enough on IPOP. That's what they say.
I'm hard on everybody. I remember what I said during the campaign until today. Any agitator I will discuss with. There's nothing wrong in agitation. Whether it's Yoruba movement, whether it's Modern movement, any movement, I'll sit down and discuss with. It is important because you dialogue people. Even in my house, people agitate. Why don't you dialogue with them? I have children who say, oh, I don't want to do this, daddy. And I say, okay, let's give me your alternatives. Let's talk. Why are we fearing talking with people? Let's sit down and talk. And then we have exhausted the reason. And if you don't, and that's it. So it's a question of, so like I told you, we've been real radical in our approach. And we thought that bad behavior and rascality makes you powerful. No, it actually kills the system. Good behavior has become weakness. Good character become weakness. Humility has become, everything that is good in Nigeria is classified as wrong. If I go into a place whipping people, shouting and beating people, I'm a strong person.
So the current vice president once said about another candidate that was going that, he's too nice, that he's not nice people that are needed in leadership. And that's the same thing a lot of people are also saying.
It's unfortunate.
About
not
you. And I also want to know your take on this state of emergency thing, Governor Fubara.
Barrister Darlington, there's been quite a lot of reaction from this. Daniel Bola called out Peter Obi for his statement he made about fuel subsidy removal. And a couple of people feel that possibly Peter Obi's response as to what was transpiring within the Labour Party was too weak since he could not present any proof, although he generalizes by saying we all knew or we all know. Then he was asked questions, I think, concerning having to have a conversation with agitators. He believes that, he believes in negotiation. But critics, especially those who are alluded, especially those who are opposing him, those who critique him, and those who are against what the obedient movement stands for, say that he doesn't condemn IPOB and all their activities head on, as he does to all the national issues that may reflect negatively on the president or as on the administration. So how would you quickly respond to this so we head into other issues?
Esther, there is nothing wrong in what Peter B said.
Okay.
Just like he mentioned, good behavior among leaders have been taken as a weakness.
Okay.
Yes, when you are in the person of Peter B in Nigeria, they say, this one, he cannot go far. Nigerian politics don't want such a man. But the Schwarzenegger and the Rambo that you people have had as the leaders, how far? How did they go? You see, that is what happened in a state of what? Propaganda and lies, just like he mentioned. People have been fed with lies over the years. So if you now come with the truth, they say, no, this is your truth, we don't want them. Let this man continue with his lies. We like it. That is what is going on in Nigeria. If not, how can anybody compare any leader today in Nigeria? I mean, those who are, in fact, the recent past and the present present political dispensation. How can anybody compare them with Peter Obi? On what ground?
Why can't they make any comparison?
In terms of morality, in terms of competence, in terms of
competence?
Yes, he ruled Anambra now. He ruled Anambra. Mention any other governor that can be compared with what Peter Obi did in Anambra, removing propaganda out of the equation. Is that not what is selling him till today? What he did in Anambra? Is that not the competence, the prominence of Peter Obi today? Because he was a governor of Anambra State. Mention any other governor, especially from the Southeast, that have garnered such an accolade for what he did in office. You can see. So when something is obvious, you don't need to stress it. The people that are fighting him, they know his worth. That's why they are fighting him. Esther, that is why they are fighting him, nothing else. Why is it that whenever Peter Obi says something, the APC, all of them, they will catch code. All of them will start attacking him from right, left, and center. Why do you think so? If it's not important, if he's a weak person, if he does not know what he's doing, why are you after him? Why are you after him? So it is the unfortunate thing that Nigerians have been fed with lies for a long time. Propaganda. And people have settled with it. That is why when I hear these master strategies, Jagaban, all these names that I don't know where it came from, so this is what Nigerians want. Where is this praises going to? Does it equate to competence? Does it equate to good governance? Does it equate to good character? How about morality? All the places Peter Obi have been whatever. Go and look at his record there. Do you know what it means for you to be chairman of a bank in the UK for 20 years without any blemish? Esther, some people, when they become chairman of such a bank, under 2 months, they will run the bank down and run to Nigeria. They will run it down, close the bank, and take the money to come and do politics in Nigeria. So please, if such a man cannot be praised, who else should be praised? Esther, answer me. So you see, we have settled for what is wrong, and it has been with us for a long. So if you are trying to change it now, you will find it very difficult. I'm telling you, very, very. It's like what was going on in the days of Jesus Christ when he came to change the mind of his people. They say, "Look at this one, oh, look at this weak man." We say we are looking for somebody who will fight the Roman overlord and kill them and deal with them. And this man say he's the Messiah. He can look at him, very weak. They didn't believe in him until when this man died. They now realized that truly this man was the Son of God. So it's always like that. I'm not surprised.
All right, Barrister Darlington, it means that we'll get more of this reaction from critics of those who don't believe in Peter Obi's will I say plausible ability to govern adequately. Barrister Darlington, let's move on to what Senator Ali Ndume said on Sunday. It was quite a lot. He said quite a lot. Some persons would agree and some persons would not agree with him. But he also made reference specifically when he was talking about insecurity and the fact that people are very, very hungry. And he made that reference. A couple of persons were a little bit surprised, but some persons were not, because he has always been very outspoken. So he obviously is in the APC, but he critiques the areas where there are weaknesses. And that was basically what he spoke about. But in the same process, he called out Buratai, all right, former army chief, saying that imagine a former army chief recently involved in an incident whereby, in fact, they carried away sensitive weapons from him and his troops. But he has come out to clarify that that's not what he referred to. He was referring to a town, Buratai, a town. But if you listen to that interview, you know he was categorically referring to a person, someone who was the army chief. So, again, is it that he misspoke and he doesn't know how to say that he misspoke? Or let it not be as if, no, he just called out somebody who came out to deny that that was false and outrightly mischievous. So let's listen to Senator Ali Ndume here speaking via Monitor television program. At some point, you hear the voice of the anchor.
We Nigerians feel right now, to the extent that maybe
let me be blunt about it. The people are not happy. Several people have said it. And the president also is not pretending. He acknowledged that there's hardship. He acknowledged that things are very difficult. And even recently, he appealed that people should be patient with him. But the question is, how long will they be patient? And things are very difficult. And so many things have not been done the way the people are expecting. And to be honest with you, if you go back to the electorate today, halfway, they are not happy. You can't lie about that. I see people lying. I see people telling president what he wants to hear, or maybe, and some of them even he doesn't want to hear them. But my position on the people around the president that are supposed to help him are deceiving him or are damaging his image, are doing more harm than good. Let me say that. Because the president cannot go out the streets like myself and know how the people feel, or even outside the villa, they will drive him in a tinted glass that he doesn't even see what is going on. But so it is the people like us that represent the public that you listen to, and then you also get your intelligence from the people on ground. But definitely, except maybe for yourself, things are bad, very bad in the country. People that once they know the situation, they are realistic people. But the people that the president has for now are unrealistic people. I said it before, I'm not changing my position yet until they change or president does something. Last time he did a bit of it by changing some of them, but I'm still believing that the government is more or less dominated by kleptocrats and even kakistocrats. What do you and God say? You are a Nigerian too. Unless maybe you are getting something somewhere, because it looks now that you are this is getting filled up. I don't know what happened. You look fine.
That's funny. But Senator, you said kakistocrats and kleptocrats.
Yeah.
Those are big English. You know, you're a big man who schooled in the US. It's better for you to explain to us in a language we understand. Some of us who schooled here in Nigeria.
What I'm saying
what do you mean by who are these people?
They are, if there are no kakistocrats and kleptocrats, who would have been better off.
Better.
Of course, I said it last time that they are more or less they have more or less kidnapped the president.
So we are seeing some kind of cabals again, right?
Yeah, it's more than cabal. If it is cabal, it's normal. You two, you have your cabal. I have my cabal as senator. My close friends, they call them cabals. These are people we spend all day to, and they influence my actions and inactions. But when you have kleptocrats and then kakistocrats means that people that are not supposed to be in the position are in the position, or they don't know. Then kleptocrats are people that are in democracy, that are in politics because of what they can get out of it, but not what they can put in it. You understand that?
I mean, we always
their titles
and their names.
I know them, and I'm not going to mention them. You too, you know them. And you are supposed to be the one that should mention them because that's your work.
He who alleges, Senator, you are the one who is saying that there are kleptocrats in the government.
No.
And would like to know. No assumptions here.
Let me tell you, if you had experts or the right people in the government, things would have been done right. Things are not being done right now. Government, I still believe that the president did not take power in order to make Nigerians suffer. No. He took power so that he would do something, but he cannot do it alone, and he has to get people. I hear one of my colleagues last time, he said the same thing, that the president needs to sack some of his ministers and some of his aides and all that, so that he will bring in better people or experts to help him run the economy. But you are 2 years down. The renewed hope is becoming, people are doubting whether this thing is going to work, because 2 years in it, Nigerians cannot see any hope. So things are not working from your own point of view. Are there areas you think that... Wait, Shehu. Is it working from your own end? Are you not in Abuja?
I'm asking a question, Senator. Things are...
Me too, I'm asking a question now.
Yeah, so the point I'm making here, Senator, is if things are not working for the Nigerian people, can you point to us areas you think that the president should make urgent and decisive action to fix this? He's halfway into his 4-year constitutional tenure.
I said it before, there are 3, and they are constitutional. Section 14 of our constitution says the main purpose of government is security and welfare of its citizens. That is where the problem is. Then thirdly, tied to that, I've said it last month or even in April in a similar forum, that once the president can address the issue of security in Nigeria, which is relapsing, after we thought, for example, that things are improving, now we are in a dire situation. Even yesterday, 2 days ago, Burate was attacked. The front operation base in Borno, Burate was attacked. Their soldiers stood up to it, but they made destruction of our assets. They burned down. Normally these days now they go and burn down some of the assets that is like MRAP, tanks and all that, machine guns that we have. And sometimes they even, steal some of these equipment and go with it. The situation is getting terrible, in Borno. The situation is bad in some states. All the 6 geopolitical zones, except to some extent South. Even South, we have issues of economic sabotage and this oil theft and all that. But Southwest is the only region that is relatively safe now.
All right, Barrister Darlington, what's your reaction to what he said?
You see, when people are talking like this, Buratai, I think he was the leader before that fallout, which he was later recalled. So ever since, he has been playing the good boy of the North.
Really?
Yes, he have been talking as if he meant what he's saying. Now, let me tell you, Esther, don't take this thing to the bank because the check will bounce. The way he's speaking now, anybody who doesn't understand it will say, this man is talking sense. He meant well. This and it's a lie. It is a pure lie. Because I was expecting him to blame himself and his fellow northern leaders because of this insecurity. But he never went there. Rather, he was blaming Tinubu. Unfortunately, Tinubu does not even know how to take the battle to their doorsteps. Because now that they are forcing Tinubu to do something about this insecurity, what is keeping Tinubu, Esther? If I were Tinubu, I would have gone all out. Employ mercenaries all over the world to face these people.
But if the military says that they're capable, that they actually have what it takes, so why would he go and employ mercenaries? The last time the chief of defense staff went there, chief of army staff, chief of naval staff, he met with all of them before he traveled to Rome. They told the president that, they have it in control. They're capable of doing it. Possibly they requested for more funds to buy more weapons and all whatnot to send to those in the front lines. So if you have your military chiefs assuring you that they have it in control without telling you that they need foreign assistance, or without giving you the idea that you should actually get mercenaries, then what do you want the president to do in that regard?
Esther, have they achieved what they promised Tinubu? 15 years down the line, have they achieved it? Rather,
have they achieved what they promised Tinubu in what sense?
To clear the terrorists now.
Who is the they that?
They are the people that you told me now that told Tinubu that they are in charge. Are they really in charge? No, can't you see it? The military, are they in charge? And these terrorists are waxing stronger. The same military that are in charge, the terrorists will go to their army barracks, sack them and collect their weapons and just walk away. Is that a sign of being in charge? Does Tinubu need anybody to do something about this thing? If you continue to believe in what they are telling you, you will not make any headway. When Jonathan realized that this terrorism is becoming something else and that people are being biased about fighting them, what did he do? Did he not go outside to bring mercenaries?
He did.
Good.
But immediately Buhari came on board, it was stalled.
Oh, really? You cannot see. Esther, you cannot see. The same people will now turn around and be blaming Tinubu and everybody for insecurity that they brought into Nigeria. How does that add up? Unfortunately, if it were me, I'm not joking. By now, nobody did not will mention terrorism again to me, because I would have taken action long ago. I'm not joking. Look at how all of them are blaming him insecurity as if it was Tinubu or any other person that brought it. Now that the thing has become an embarrassment, what is Tinubu expected to do? That they have taken over an entire state in Benue. Nigerians are living in IDP camp while foreign terrorists are taking over their homes and their villages, and have renamed them, and Tinubu is there. Hold on though. On what basis will Tinubu campaign? You saw that somebody is trying to truncate your political ambition and you are allowing them. Are you telling me that this man that spoke now is not aware of how the terrorists came into Nigeria and who is funding them? Let Tinubu damn the consequences and then take them on.
All right.
Because Jonathan did it.
Okay, so there are talks that Governor Muftwang of Plateau State may actually defect to the APC, and Plateau is actually being splitted at the moment ahead of 2027 elections. A lot of these governors have been going to visit the president, at his abode since he came to Lagos. The fact is that there is ramped up pressure on Plateau State Governor Caleb Muftwang to dump the People's Democratic Party and join the APC, a move that has sparked fierce divisions within the state chapter of the ruling party. And you know that Umo Eno defected, Delta State Ovowo defected. However, campaign has turned controversial in Plateau State. There are fears amongst APC stakeholders that Mutwang's entry into the party could hand him automatic control of his state structure and the 2027 governorship ticket. Some of them are really not happy with the defection of these guys because there are hopefuls already within the APC who felt like they will be considered, all right? And then some of those governors in the PDP or other political parties are being assured of automatic tickets. That's why they are boldly defecting, because without the automatic ticket, they're obviously going to lose both ways. So in this regard, what will happen to those who have been there? For example, again, Senator Ali Ndume spoke in that respect. Let's hear him actually talk about the endorsement of the president for 2027.
Initially, you can't, for example, the president has been endorsed, and the president even endorsed us during his budget presentation, but the party said now that no automatic ticket for others. So what is good for the gander is not good for the what? How do you say?
What is good for the goose is not good for the gander. Is that what you meant?
That is what they are now saying. So you already see there is a problem.
What does this connote for you? If this is going on, and you made reference to Jonathan's period in 2014, pre-2015 election, and Jonathan lost the election, are you worried about something here?
Yeah, really, because Jonathan had 22 governors then, endorsing him like we did now. And what happened? Jonathan lost woefully. And even that time, what happened? A lot of money was spent, over 2 billion or whatever. And then even the election was shifted. But we are not learning our lesson. And I pity Mr. President for this kind of a thing. Even though he came out one time that this is not time for campaign, we should not be campaigning. But you have already seen the problem now. You go out there and say you are endorsing Mr. President. And when the rumors came out that, the National Assembly members also and this thing are going to be given automatic ticket, the party came out to say, we are not giving them automatic ticket. So who is going to be the foot soldier?
Senator.
Number one, as I told you, I still believe that the president means well for this country. If not, he wouldn't have even contested. He supported twice people from the north, Rubadu and Atiku later on. And that shows his level of patriotism. And then when things did, in fact, the third person is Buhari. But when all of those, the two did not work, the one that worked was not, Buhari didn't do what most people expected. And he gave it a shot himself. So I thought that this is going to be it. This is going to be the master stroke. Tinubu is coming himself to do it himself. And even he said that it is his turn, Omelekon. So after that, when he wins the election, I thought that it will be Omulekon. Well, you know what Omulekon is, including everybody. That is going to be our turn, especially the APC. But that is not the case. But the good thing is, and our advice is that there's still time because things can be turned around within a year. All this outcry is within 2 years. So in the next 2 years, he should make Nigerians happy. Once he makes this Nigeria happy, I said it before, nobody will contest. Why do you endorse a president who is sitting president only 2 years into his government? The endorsement, if we are following the American system, the president has a right of refusal, just as other public service holders like senators, like House of Rep. But now, as I said, we have started getting it wrong even. And I don't know what my colleagues are thinking, but I say, so it is only Tinubu. The vice president was not even mentioned. The governors, I don't know, for those that are running for the second term, I don't know what is going to happen to them. I don't know what is going to happen to people like in Delta now. My distinguished colleagues, Omo Agege, after losing the election, which he thought he won, struggled in the court, and then kept the party going. All of a sudden, they brought the sitting governor, and they said he's going to be the leader. That means what has that man done, Omo Agege? Then, in fact, during the endorsement or the summit, Senate President stood up to move the motion, seconded by the Speaker. And then, as I said, what is good for the goose is not now good for the gander.
So, Senator, invariably, you are saying that the endorsement that President Tinubu got at that APC summit was in bad taste and is against the sensibility of the Nigerian people.
No, I cannot speak for Nigerian people. I'm only speaking for myself. I didn't like it. I was not told that we were going there to only endorse the president. We were to go there for summit. So I was wondering, where is the program? Who's coming to speak to us?
All right, sir. Pastor Darlington, that was this guy, Alun Dume, speaking there. So he didn't like the fact that the governors endorsed the president. He doesn't like the fact that that kind of massive endorsement is there. There is no healthy competition in politics. But if the administration is doing so well, then there is nothing bad in a one-party state. So what if the administration decides to do so well in the next few years that the president has? Would you support a one-party state?
There is no well that he's going to do in the next 2 years.
Why? You're sounding like Daniel Bwala, who obviously is singing the song of the president now.
No, I said there's no well he's going to do. You said I'm sounding like Bwala.
Yes, but Daniel Bwala said the same thing before he started working with the government.
That was before now. But I'm telling you now, from what we can see on ground, if Tinubu wanted to do something, he would have done it 2 years ago. That's the truth. He would have done it 2 years. That would not give him the credit.
Is the president kidnapped by kleptocrats and kakistocrats, as Alindumi said?
Is it not obvious?
But the president said that he is obviously in charge of his government. His mental acuity is in stake. There are no cabals. Nobody's telling him anything. He's the one making decisions and all whatnot. And with the recent situation that occurred in Lagos State, him reconciling with the governor, and the fact that, basically one of the reasons why he was angry with Sanwo-Olu was that he was giving lands or whatever to certain persons along the Banana Island and all whatnot. That's one of the reasons why he was angry, and that's why the president had to come down hard on him. So would you say that the president is not aware for him to intervene in issues like this and resolve them? Who are the kleptocrats? Who are the kakistocrats? Are we saying they come and tell the president what he doesn't know already? He doesn't ask to investigate further?
Esther, please, that area you went to now, if you interrogate it proper, every land in every state is in the hands of the governor.
Okay.
He's the one that gives you of oath to every land. They are all in the custody of the governor. Even the federal government cannot take any land without going through the state governor. So why should the Tinubu now be angry for that? All the other land he got in Lagos State, did anybody challenge him? So all the land must belong to him, Abi? Are you serious? Because the land are in Banana Island. The one he has in Atlantic City is not enough for him. So, you see, when you raise such issues, it tells you the person that is talking is kind of person. So, Lagos State belongs to him, Abi. Look, Esther, any governor that wants to do work, any president that wants to do work, the first 1 year will tell you the direction is going. It's not as if Tinubu does not have the money to work. The money is there. But where is he putting the money to? Nothing. We don't see anything. So that's why I'm telling you that if he did not do anything with these 2 years and with all the money available to him, when is he going to do the work? Because as I talk to you now, policies have started though.
Seriously, Governor Alex Otis said that please they should focus on governance and stop talking about 2027. But the administration of the day and the opposition political parties seems to have that as their conversation. Meanwhile, insecurity is on the rise, and Alain Dumaine made reference to the fact that it's only the southwest that seems to be safe. Do you think that there's a lot of underreporting that is not taking place?
That means Alain Dumaine does not know what is going on here.
Because he says it's only the southwest that seems to be relatively safe.
It's not
when
true.
There is kidnapping, when there is stealing happening like in droves. I even heard one very recently. So in what is he trying to say that the level of insecurity in other axes, in other regions, it's the southwest is not being affected like that?
How many times have they hit Ondo State?
Or even Akure here?
Ondo. Go to that long bridge, Kara. Go and see the kind of people that have occupied all the bushes around there. No. The thing is that it is not reported properly. I've said this severally. The insecurity in the south is not properly reported. That is why I look as if nothing is going on here.
So you think they're underreporting the situation in the southwest?
Just to make it look like there is peace in the president's region. Meanwhile, he's not even in control. He's not in charge. That's why these terrorists are just moving about as if there's no government in charge. If Tinubu is what he claimed to be, by now this insecurity would have been a thing of the past. But rather, what we see is Tinubu trying very hard to be politically correct, manipulating everything to favor his political interests. Is that what you call governance? I told you here that any government that cannot secure life and property has failed. And that's where I'm hinging my own analysis. You cannot tell me that Tinubu have done this or that when insecurity is looming large. When insecurity is the order of the day. And you are telling me he's performing. How can you perform in the midst of insecurity, Esther? Is it possible? No, tell me, is it possible? People cannot move around. Farmers cannot go to farm. People are dying on daily basis. Terrorists have taken over some territories in Nigeria. And you are telling me that the president is making progress. Which progress? It's all paper progress. So we didn't see anything on ground. That's the truth. So anybody that is trying to praise Tinubu for whatever, go and check. There are those who are collecting crumbs from the table. They pay them to go and be talking somewhere to praise Tinubu so that people will believe that he's doing something. Meanwhile, he himself knows that he's not doing anything. That's why he's doing propaganda, telling everybody. You saw when they ran to UK to go and showcase his achievement. While they were there, the ambassador said, look, the level of insecurity in Nigeria is worrisome. They went to UK to go and showcase their achievement. The ambassador here is raising alarm of what is going on in Nigeria.
Right,
look at the contradiction.
Let's look at Sunday Igboho, because apparently there were talks about the fact that there was a recent development where they are accusing the Nigerian government of declaring Sunday Igboho still wanted, almost like he's still a terrorist. And they're saying that, for example, Sunday Igboho is in Germany and he's being regarded as, you know, a public figure, someone who is being well respected and all whatnot, but that this administration still considers him wanted. And that, why is that so? And beyond that as well, you now have Yoruba leader Professor Akintoye saying that, for example, freedom is not cheap, is never cheap, and that his people must be prepared to make sacrifices to achieve their aspirations. He issued a clarion call to the Yoruba people, both at home and in the diaspora, to redouble their efforts in the ongoing struggle for an independent Yoruba nation. This was when he was delivering a message to his supporters, Koiki Media. All right, Akintoye is emphasizing that freedom is never cheap, urging the people to make sacrifices, where he mentioned parallel developments in China and India, envisioning a technological advance and globally respected Yoruba nation, rivaling the likes of the United States, Russia, and China. So he says, for example, that you have an estimated 11 million Yorubas globally in acquiring new skills and technologies that can fuel future development. He's saying that the Yoruba self-determination movement is approaching a decisive phase after years of overcoming setbacks and obstacles, and that all Yorubas must commit themselves to fully to the cause. So he says that there are elements within Aferinfere who are focusing their energy on politically divisive issues, such as the impeachment of the president, instead of uniting behind the Yoruba self-determination cause. And he's also calling on Yoruba traditional rulers and the elite to play a more active role. How can you interpret this?
This call is unnecessary and it will not work because it has never worked.
Why do you say it will never work?
They had the opportunity in 1967.
No, he's actually saying the fact that Yoruba is a nation. The Yoruba is a nation, and right now they need to think of themselves. And he's actually criticizing the elements within Afenifere. You know, Afenifere is asking that the president be impeached. They are saying that they want to have their nation, they want to secede, that the president should be impeached, that he's not representing their interests. I think he's speaking on another faction within Afenifere, saying that those who are criticizing or asking for the president to be impeached are not doing the right thing, that they're supposed to rally around the president. So if you remember, is the president of the Southwest or the president of the entire Federal Republic of Nigeria?
What Akintoye is calling for, it will never happen, because they had the opportunity in 1967, but
to do what?
To move away. They had the opportunity. Awolowo told Ojukwu that, look, if you people leave, if you declare Biafra, I too will go and assemble my people, and we too will declare Oduduwa Republic. What happened after? What happened after? Awolowo came back to Lagos because he was in Calabar prison at that time. He came back to Lagos and then joined forces with Gowon to kill the Igbos. By taking away their money.
Barrister Darlington, let's not get into that.
No, I'm telling you now. What I want to interrogate what you
agitation.
No, it is not. Esther, there is a time for everything. When that time is gone, forget it. I've not known the Yoruba to be agitating for leaving Nigeria because they have everything now. Lagos was a former federal capital and everything is here for them. Seaport to airport to I mean, they have everything. There's no other region in Nigeria that have what the Southwest have here. So what are you talking about?
In this particular case, he's not saying that they should secede. He's only calling them as a nation to become better. And that they should rally behind the president, whatever resources they can apply. They should do whatever it takes. In fact, he says he's ready to commit his life, his family, for the greatness of the Yoruba nation. It's just like how you have IPOP fighting for the greatness of Biafran nation. So, is there anything wrong with that call? He's criticizing those who are saying that the president should be impeached. For him, he feels the president represents the greatness of the Yoruba nation. And so he's expecting the Yorubas to rally around the president to achieve the greatness of the Yoruba nation. Whatever force can be applied, whatever they need to apply it. So is he not literally saying like Yoruba nation? And IPOP is also saying they want the greatness of the Igbo nation or something like that. Would you say that it's a wrong call at this time since they have somebody who is your brother as a president?
It is a wrong call because they are not going about it the proper way. That's the truth. They have not shown me that, yes, they mean what they are saying. They have not. Rather, they criticize other people who are fighting for self-determination. They come against them. They call them names and all that. So why will you not tell me? You heard what the Showore has been doing and talking about P2B. There's nothing that shows me that, yes, they mean what they are saying. That's the truth. Imagine if the South here have come together as at that time when the Igbo saw where the North was going and we come down here and say, look, these people, they are not taking us anywhere. Let us come together. All the things that Ojukwu proposed that time, was it not the Southwest that shut it down? Imagine if they have agreed. Will Nigeria be where it is, especially the southern part of Nigeria? We will not be where we are today now. We will not be where we are today. So what are you now saying? That because your brother is the president, therefore he should help you to secede or what? I don't understand. Is that possible? Can any president do that? That's why I told you that what he's saying is not possible. If he's going about it the wrong way. How can he be talking like this? He should do everything. What, is it by mouth? Is it by mouth? Where is the agitation group in the Southwest? Where are they? Esther, where are they? You are agitating for self-determination. Meanwhile, the entire Southwest have been surrounded by terrorists from the north. Or are you not aware of such a thing? No, tell me. You have not chased them away and you want to be self-determination. I don't understand. Let him say another thing, please. Sunday Igboho, their brother, is now in exile. Because of what? Agitation. What are they doing about it? Can't they tell Tinubu to bring him home? Because agitation must be led by somebody. Is that not true? It must be led by somebody. Why can't they bring a Sunday Igboho back to start with?
But you just said something now that despite the fact that he has been released by the Benin Republic, the Nigerian government has refused to remove him from the list of wanted persons. You say he has a different case to answer with the Nigerian government. Is that not until when that case is resolved before? Because they froze his bank accounts, they froze access to his monies. They said that his bank accounts cannot be opened. Even some of his companies as well cannot operate. Because he has court cases to respond to, possibly wanted in the DSS list.
Esther, the same way they exonerated the Showore by Tinubu government, they should do the same
But Showore was in custody. Showore was in Nigeria. Showore went through the trial process. Showore went through is he currently in exile?
No,
is he in another country?
You didn't hear what I'm saying.
Okay.
I said they can bring him back and then exonerate him of all charges. It's as simple as that.
Well, why don't he come back first? Because
no,
they have
to ask him to come. The same way they cleared the road for Showore to come back to Nigeria.
The federal government has responded to that by saying that he's still in their wanted list. He has Sunday Igboho.
That's what I'm saying now. Is it not left for the same federal government that freed Showore to free him too? That's what I'm saying. Why are they contradicting themselves? Is it not the same agitation that Shore did, that Sunday Igboho did? Tinubu have the power now to say this man should be allowed to go, withdraw all charges on his head, and bring him back home. So, is that not where even Akintoye should start before writing letter and telling people this and that? They have not properly channeled their this, because the last time I tell you, they have enjoyed more than every other region in Nigeria. They have enjoyed more than every other region. The civil war was mainly between the north and the southeast. It didn't get to Yoruba land. So what are they saying? What are they saying? They should.
So you feel they have more advantage?
They have
socially, economically.
It's on record. They
and
have.
That they should not complain about anything.
Exactly. They shouldn't. They should, if they think that they have been shortchanged, let them give me examples. Their brothers have been president and military head of state. Have we had any? Esther, have we had any? Tell me. Obasanjo has been there as a head of state and a president.
So why will Afenifere want the president to be impeached then? If you feel that they've not been disenfranchised and they have nothing to complain about?
Tinubu violated our constitution. They said they made themselves clear, and that is what any right-thinking person should do. But look at this other person now saying that they should not do that too. So Tinubu can commit any crime he like because he's the president, Abi. And you don't see anything wrong in that.
No, they're saying that he's their brother, and that will make people to be, create division, and they cannot stand to be divided at this point.
What are you talking about? Is Tinubu the president of the Southwest?
That's a question I asked.
So that's what I'm telling you. Look at the sectional interest that is being pursued here. Is that the right call to make? That's not the right call to make. If Tinubu has committed offense against the constitution he swore to protect, then they should impeach him. You will only say that the Afenifere whatever section that are calling for impeachment, that they don't have any point. Then you tell us. But they made a point very clear on what he did wrong in office. If another person were to be there, will he be sounding this way, Esther? Will he be sounding this way? June 12th, after the June 12th, when Abdul Salami want to hand over to civilian administration, AD was not even there in disarray. They don't have office and all that. And Abdul Salami said, look, if they don't set up office and all that, they will not take part in this election. Abraham Adesonya of blessed memory told him that, look, if the Southwest did not take part in this, that Yoruba will pull out of Nigeria. I told them to continue to make that noise. That thing you said, because I was on stations. I said, this is your opportunity to rewrite history. Because at that time, the North was afraid that they are losing Nigeria after June 12th. Esther, personally, I said, now that you have gotten a very good point against the North because of this annulment, we should call them and say, let us rewrite this whatever in Nigeria, this
constitution.
This hegemony of the North against every other part of Nigeria. Call them that, look, if you are not going to do this, we are no longer part of you. I told the Southwest here, Esther, in fact, I was ashamed when they went into that election without any condition. These people just bided their time, and then by the time they placated the Southwest, they went back to business. Look at where we are today. Look at it.
Let's look at Senator Neda Benas Imasuen, the Edo South senator who was the mastermind of a sprawling bank heist in the United States before fleeing to Nigeria, where he pursued a successful career in politics. And he is also in the Labour Party. He has announced his plans to join the APC on June 12th. Mr. Imasuen is the chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions. And he disclosed his next political move in Benin City yesterday, marking his second year in office. He said, and I'm reading out, I will be leaving the Labour Party to the APC as the current disarray in the Labour Party will not help me achieve my aim for my people. The lawmaker stated that his defection from the Labour Party is to align Edo South with the Tinubu-led federal government. And that when he joins APC on June 12th, Nigeria's Democracy Day, he says he will be the latest among opposition politicians to dump their parties to join the ruling party. Now, this is what happened. The senator was disbarred for life in New York for taking money from a client without representing her. He also blew off subpoenas from disciplinary panels of the New York State court system. Mr. Imasuen was named in a criminal court case as a facilitator of a vast fraud that bilked more than $25 million from a host of financial institutions across the United States. The Federal Bureau of Investigation said Mr. Imasuen was the lawyer who arranged the transactions underlying the substantive bank fraud charges in the indictment. And obviously, the amount of fraudulent mortgage loans by Mr. Imasuen and his co-conspirators exceeded $25 million. This is according to a federal grand jury indictment on December 14, 2012. Prosecutor says Messrs. Imasuen and Badola's scheme targeted no fewer than 33 banks, including ABN AMRO, Citibank, HSBC, Wells Fargo, and Lehman Brothers. The fraud involved using straw buyers with good credit scores to secure loans after being financially induced, an act that violates federal law and intended to defraud the financial institutions that issue the loans. Now, he's not the only senator or House of Rep member or anybody working in the capacity of government public institutions that have some underlying past scenario of malfeasance and embezzlement and fraud-related charges. And the question that arose is, how did this man attain his political height in this country, and what made this come to light? What made it come to light was the Senator Natasha situation, where he refused to investigate her as the head of the Code of Ethics Committee. Now, the Labour Party members from the state he belongs to said that they would not vote for him, that he should just consider his political career dead. Do you think that's the reason why he is defecting? Another person that the Labour Party members are saying they would not support is Senator Ireti Kingibe, because of the role she played in the same instance of Senator Natasha. They were like, they don't trust her anymore, that she's playing pandering politics, and that they would not vote her for next season. There are also tendencies that she may defect to the APC anytime soon. How would you react to this? So we'll open the phone lines.
Of course, it is obvious that check any of them that defected to APC. Look at the baggage they are carrying to that party. That's why I'm telling you authoritatively that that party will implode. I'm telling you. Because by the time all these strange bedfellows gather together, how can they work together? Look at the kind of people that are jumping into APC with all the baggages. He's not even the only one that committed such a crime in the US. In that of the chief of staff, Abi, his own case has been adjudicated upon and judgment has been passed on him. But he's still there as chief of staff to Tinubu. Is that not true? So you can see the people that have occupied offices under APC. I told you here that their baggages is so much. And look at how everybody keeps quiet whenever these things happen. The people in APC, they will not call them out.
You can't generalize. Mr. Aliyu Audu has resigned from his position as the Senior Special Assistant on Public Affairs to President Bola Tinubu. His resignation letter was dated June 8, 2025. It was tendered through the office of the President's Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila. He says that he writes to formally tender his resignation. And while he explained why he resigned, Audu said he refused to be used as a tool to reduce Nigeria to a one-party state by the APC. In a statement that accompanied his resignation, Audu said, "Good morning, fellow compatriots. I have seen many comments about my resignation, and I must say it is not act of rebellion but of conscience. Though I do not align with the PDP, I refuse to be used directly or indirectly as an instrument to reduce Nigeria to a one-party state. That would be a betrayal of both divine favor and democratic principles." So does this solidify the speculation that that's the agenda, to make Nigeria's political franchise or political climate a one-party state?
Of course. Why do you think these people are gathering together? Look at them. Esther, do you need anybody to tell you? Did I not tell you? Even I don't even think that Tinubu want to leave office. So by the time he becomes a one-party state, who will not remove him from office? Don't you see where he's going? Tinubu wouldn't want to leave office, because when he leaves office, all the things they committed in office will be exposed by the next person.
But how? The agreement is that they will do 2 terms. For example, right now, he said that if we now begin to silence or crush opposition simply because we have the upper hand, then we are no different from the very system we once criticized under Obasanjo in 2003. Such a path is not only politically reckless, it is spiritually dangerous. And you know the battle that the president had with Obasanjo, who was the president at the time, where he made it a very tough one for Obasanjo.
So you see, believe what they are telling you, Esther.
Believe what they're telling
What
me.
you are just saying now.
Who is believing me? I don't understand. What did I say? That's what the guy said. The person wwho resigned, the Aliyu Audu, who is the senior special assistant on public affairs.
He's saying it now because they are left. The people that are masterminding this thing, have they repented? The answer is no. You heard when Tinubu said they should go and sweep them, sweep more governors into APC. Is that the statement of a Democrat? By the way, since Tinubu came into office, has he done anything that represents democracy? Has he done anything that represents free and fairness? Look at the off-cycle election that was conducted under his watch. Look at what panned out. Look at how it went. No, is that the attitude of a Democrat who wants free and fair election? So what you have seen the evidence started at you in the face, and you are still asking questions. Even if this man did not resign, are you not aware that Nigeria is going toward that direction? Where governors will just pack their bag overnight and jump into APC. What is the reason? Nobody can even explain. It's not as if the APC is doing so well in government. I don't know how Nigerians will tolerate this type of thing.
But a couple of others will say it's just 2 years. What magic? They'll say just 2 years. What magic do you expect the APC to perform in 2 years? That is it just because some persons just hate the president, and that's why they don't want to be objective and be patient for his policies to work. Okay,
fine. If they have done 2 years and have not done much, then why are you jumping into the same party? Why not wait until they have spent 50 years in office? You can now judge whether they have performed or not.
50 years.
Why not? 50 years is even too small, self. Tinubu can rule forever now. When they become one party state, who will remove them? Vladimir Putin in Russia. Have you seen anybody? The last man that wanted to challenge him, didn't you see how he ended in a mysterious way? That's what happened with a one party state. We are saying it now. Nobody will listen to us until when it will happen. Esther. Now some Nigerians that are jumping in, supporting him, they will be the one to cry out. The same Nigerians. That is why I don't understand these people.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to take your reactions, and you can actually join us virtually. We are currently streaming live on YouTube at VOP 903 FM, so you can join the conversation virtually anywhere in the world you are. You can share it and contribute to the topics that we've actually extensively discussed today. Today's Monday, and this is the Evening Rush. My name is Esther Wachiku, and the analyst for today is Barrister Darlington. The number to call is 08036929933. That is a number to call. All right, 08036929933. The WhatsApp number to send your messages to, though some of you are already sending messages, is 0817-1756-338. 0817-1756-338. That is the WhatsApp number to send your messages to. Hello, good evening. How are you? Good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
Shola.
Shola, how are you today?
I'm calling from Ecuador.
All right, Shola, please go ahead.
Barrister Darlington, I greet you, sir.
Well done.
Okay, yeah. I heard some of the bits of Peter Obi, the interview. All the things people said about him, his weakness, the opposition in essence, The thing is that what I've realized about Nigeria, see, the good people, you understand? If you look at all the good people that wanted to work, to do things, look at even Ahmed Muritala, you see that they don't last long. I think maybe it's a general thing in the world, I don't know. Evil tends to thrive more. The evil people live more. And in Nigeria being a peculiar country, our own is worse in the sense that you see that evil is being perpetrated. So if you are not wicked, if you are not evil-minded, if you don't have the mind of stealing, you understand? Look at any average youth, even Nigerians on the road, on the streets. You know, I do e-hailing once in a while, and I engage some of them. You see the way, you hear the way they talk. So, you know, that is that. For Nigeria to have a credible and morally upright leader, in fact, Nigerians need to stand up for that. Because the people deserve actually the kind of leaders they have, and that's the truth. So if the immoral people, if the evil people are more than this is what you find, and that's my belief. Forget about the Nigerians being religious. We are religious, we are not godly. We need to change our ways. For Indume, all those ones that they are saying, he said Jonathan, during this time he had 22 governors to his side, and he still lost. See, let me tell you one thing about this Tinubu. Tinubu, you cannot compare with Jonathan, in the sense that Tinubu, he has captured everywhere. Jonathan said the lives of Nigerians, his ambition doesn't worth the life of Nigerians. But this one, he said that power is not serve like cat. You snatch it, run away with grab it. So Nigeria should be ready for war. You should be ready for war. It's not rhetoric. Many people are saying many things. We will vote with it. Come out, stay by your vote as well. The electoral reforms, let there be civil disobedience. It's war. Let's be ready. This is what I'm talking about. Because when they get 2027, you will see this man will stay even more than what we expect. I have a lot to say, but let me keep room for others to talk.
All right, thank you very much, Shola. Thank you for calling, all right?
Look at all the good people. People like Professor Pat told me.
Yeah.
Look at how they're harassing that man.
080-3692-9933. That's the number to call. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello? Hello? All right, please kindly call back. Seems that you don't know your live. 080-3692-9933. That's the number to call. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, Esther. Good evening.
Good evening.
Darlington, I'm greeting you.
Well done, no.
This is Big Prince calling you, Barrister Darlington.
Well done. You're welcome.
All these special advisors that our president has, they are not special advisors. His special advisor is somewhere. And can I tell you the person? Because there is one adage that says, show me your friend, and I will show you whom you are. I will tell you whom you are.
Yes.
The special advisor to Mr. President today is Emmanuel Macron. From France.
Why? Because they are friends.
You can see why in our coat of arms we have one leg and two branches, and we can never stand the same. Why am I saying this? Listen, and you look at what is going on now. By the time we begin to gather up and make up that one-party system in Nigeria, there's nothing like opposition. And before you know it, they will rewrite the constitution.
Exactly.
And the president will continue to be there forever until he dies.
Exactly.
Well, but you know that's not possible now.
Esther.
You say?
You know that's not going to be possible.
Oh my God.
Why are you saying that? Go and see what is happening to Emmanuel Macron now, and see whether there is any person that is going to challenge him there. Exactly, that is what is going to happen. But let's pray very hard as we are praying, so that we will not break our heads.
All right, thank you. Nigeria. Thank you very, very much. I like that end note. May God bless Nigeria. That's basically it.
On a more serious note, can't you see the handwriting on the wall?
What is
Mention any opposition party that is at peace now. I think the major one, both PDP.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah. Hello, good evening. How are you?
My honorable doctor, prophet, barrister, Professor Darlington, my man of the year. Good evening, sir. I greet you specially, sir.
Dayo, how are you?
Fine, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. It's been a while.
And Esther, good evening.
It's been a while. We hear your text message.
Now, Oga Darlington, thank God that all of your prophecy you have been saying all this while has come to pass. Amen. Even Dele Farotimi used to say it, that the foundation that brought this government to power is not credible. So all that it does will not be credible. David Dunde has already even told Nigerians that this person that you are bringing into power, is going to be something that we cannot handle in Nigeria. So all that we have said so far is very glaring. Now, I'm not surprised by this Daniel Boala, countering what do you call it, Peter Obi,
yes,
concerning subsidy and every other thing. It's more or less like, that it's Tinubu that appointed him, so they have to do the work of their paymaster. So I'm not surprised. Best of the same feather will always flock together. So I'm not surprised about that. So now, it's now left for Nigerians now. We have seen the daylight. We have seen how Nigerians are suffering, people eating from the dunghill, how the economy is. Nigeria now is now more or less like a gangster paradise where anything goes. Insecurity, economic disaster, and every other thing. So Nigerians must choose wisely the type of leader that will bring us out of this nightmare, because Nigerians are really suffering.
All right, Dio.
Thank
you very much.
In fact, Nigerians are really suffering. So we need to shine our eyes.
Yes, sir.
Like I used to say, blessed are those who do not expect from this government, for they shall not be disappointed. It's a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dio. Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. Hello.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine.
What's your name, please?
I'm Jojo from Yanapaja.
All right, Jojo, please go ahead.
Please, I want to correct some issue there.
Okay, please, which one of them?
When Barrister Darlington said during Obi as a governor, no other governor performed than him. Miko of the Labour Party from Ondo State performed more than Obi. Miko performed more than Obi. And this governor after Tinubu to perform more than Obi.
Fashola
performed more than Obi.
Where are the records?
So by Darlington can just be coming there. He's even hyping Tinubu because he can't speak 2 or 3 words. He'll be mentioning Tinubu. He's hyping Tinubu, don't you know? He's making Tinubu to be more popular, and that's what happened during the election. When they said his hands is shaking, everything is shaking. And let me tell you this, Tinubu is 4 + 4 for sure, 2027. Thank you.
All right, well done. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling.
This is where it's going.
08036929933. That's the number to call. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. Hello. Oh, we've lost that connection. Barrister, you wanted to say something?
Yes, please. Since Mimiko finished on those states, have you heard his name again? Esther. Please, since Mimiko finished on those states, have you heard his name again? Anywhere?
Hello, good evening. How are you, sir? How are you?
Hello.
Thank you.
Good evening, Barrister Darlington.
Well done, ma.
God bless you.
Thank you, ma.
Okay, my name is Madam Peace. I'm calling from Barua Ikpaja.
All right, Madam Peace. Is it the Madam Peace that okay, Madam Peace?
Not the one in Mushin. I've been telling you, I'm not in Mushin. I'm in the Barua Ikpaja here.
Go ahead.
So, what I have to say is that, people that have actions, they don't talk too much. Like Obi, he doesn't talk too much.
Exactly.
And he's not a violent man.
Exactly.
He's a man of peace, not not agboro, not rough life. Responsible man. Exactly. Which he knows what he wants to do for everybody to have peace and enjoy life in this country. But agboro will not allow him to do it. He cannot fight. He's not just like Jonathan. What happened to Jonathan?
Exactly.
Everybody saw it very clear. He said the plot of Nigeria is not worth his political ambition. But there are people who say they are going to burn down Nigeria if they don't win that election for that year. The man just step aside and let Nigeria be at peace.
Exactly.
So that is what is happening in this country. Agboro has taken over everywhere. Even all this will be pertaining to APC. All of them, they have criminal records. And the other day, Ganduje came out to say that China is running one-party system. I said, China is running one-party system. Does he know the implication of that one-party system? If you steal in China, they will kill him. You will not see that part of China, or you will only see that one that favor them.
Exactly.
So Nigeria they are not thinking well, but whatever it is, God will stand by his people. We are crying, people are praying. But I saw one thing on Facebook today. This man said, this Igbo man, I've forgotten his name. He stand with Tinubu. He said Tinubu is a God's chosen man for Nigeria.
Are you referring to Ojus Okalu?
Even before 2023 election, I have it in my say Tinubu will not go. But if God allowed Tinubu to go, he knows the reason. Because when God gave us person who pamper us, Nigerians rejected the man and called him names. So he has given us who is coming to handle us with iron hand. And that is what we are having today.
Exactly.
All right.
He's handling us with iron hand. But we are still tied to that same God. He's a merciful father. We made a mistake. He said he should forgive us. But this same people is using to torment Nigeria or to punish us for our own mistakes. He's going to punish him back. That's how God works. So that's my take. You should be careful whatever he's doing. God is watching. Nobody past God. All of them, no one knows tomorrow.
All right,
the life they're living is in the hearts of God. So whatever they're doing, they should think there's tomorrow.
All right, thank you
very much.
Thank you very much for calling. All right, 08036929933. Some of you are trying to call WhatsApp, but it keeps coming and dropping. So maybe you should call the normal line. All right, call the normal line or you send a message.
Hello, good
evening. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. This is Emmanuel calling from Orilegomo.
All right, Mr. Emmanuel, please go ahead.
I greet Barrister Daleke.
Okay.
You're welcome, sir. I heard the interview you were playing concerning Ali Dume.
Yeah.
Ali Dume was just Ali Dume, the senator from Borno State.
Yes.
Yes, he was shifting their responsibility to the president here. I'm surprised. He has been a senator for many years in that state. They should be holding themselves accountable, responsible for the insecurity in that state.
Yeah.
Him and some of other northern politicians. So I'm surprised with what you were saying.
Okay. I'm
surprised.
Oh, okay.
I greeted you so much, Barrister Daleke. Just keep it up, yeah?
Thank you.
Keep it up. I'm enjoying you.
Thank
Esther,
you.
Sir?
Yeah, sorry, there's something I wanted to discuss with you, but it's confidential.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very confidential. But I'm not on WhatsApp, I'm not on Facebook, I'm doing social media.
What happened? Why are you running away from? Okay, fine. Just send a message here. I'll give you my number. Thank you very much for calling. Just send a message to this number, an SMS rather, to this number.
Okay,
yes.
Message on this number.
Yes, to this number. Send an SMS. I'll respond to you. Yeah.
Esther,
okay.
Thank you.
Please, when Ali Dume said all those things against Tinubu, did you hear or see anybody from the presidency or from the Southwest
react?
Esther.
Nope. It's only Borotai that gave a right of reply.
Esther, did you hear or see any of them? Do you see why I quarrel with these people, Esther?
You think they do selective response?
You can imagine.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Barrister.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Madam Esther.
Good evening. How are you? Turn down the volume of your radio.
Okay. So, under APC party, under one system party. Oh, Barrister, continue your work.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for calling. Thank you, okay? Thank you for calling. 08036929933. That's the number to call. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello?
Hello, Esther.
Yes, good evening, sir. How are you?
Fine. It's Ben calling from Avon.
Ben, how?
Because of tax. It is because of tax. A man is telling us that so many of them will still live. We know so many big companies, ShopRite, PG, and so many of them. It has left this country, go to Benin, go to Ghana, Cameroon, all these other countries. They have gone there now to establish business. People who were paying tax in Nigeria. Nigeria is not conducive. If you look at the electric bill now, you will see that. That is money that is going to the federal government. Corporates are paying about 40 million, 15 million electricity tariff. And anyone they pay, federal government have their own. This budget, 54 trillion, is tax budget. 39 trillion will be sourced by IGR, internally generated revenue. 15 trillion will be borrowed internally to service debt. So, and this one 2025 budget will start from July 1st. So what we are suffering in just 2024 budget, that is what we are funding and we are suffering. That one will be enter the dragon. I'm telling you the truth. Prices of things will still skyrocket again. So when Tinubu is saying that things will be well, it is a lie. Things will not be well with the structure he has set 10,005 because of tax. Foreign exchange. Dangote used to buy dollar before 450 from CBN. Now he's buying dollar 1,600 from black market. CBN is now selling dollar, making profit. Everything about federal government, they are making profit. Interest rate is about 30%. To borrow money from commercial banks, you will pay 30% on top of it.
Ben, it's okay. Thank you very much. Wow, Ben is really deep. Ben the follow. Ben, well done. Thank you for calling. 08036929933. 08036929933. Somebody sent a message. They're trying to call. The line is busy. Yes, so plenty of people they call. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you? 08036929933. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
He's a very comical man.
Oh, yeah, allow me to educate you.
Oh, yeah, educate that we don't have constitution. Oh, yeah. What do you want me to say? The constitution that we're currently working with is not constitution.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yes. My name is Chike. I'm calling from Ababa.
All right, Chike, please go ahead.
Yes. Let me briefly because of the environment I am. You see, what I want Peter Obi to do is to grab it and run away with it.
He said he doesn't believe in that kind of thing.
He will never do that.
Wait. Yes, sir. You know, you are put to knock person out when we are.
I don't knock you out. I say he no agree.
No, wait. I want to advise him. Without Peter Obi is not going anywhere. We are the supporters.
Okay.
Let us advise him.
Okay.
Snatch it, grab it, you protest, and the government in power, which is APC, will not kill anybody and nobody will lose his life. We have voted for our candidate by 2027 and they have turned the vote to another person. Everybody shut his business. You're working in a bank, you're working in everywhere, anywhere you're working, shut everywhere, then I stay at home. Government is not going to make any money when nobody comes out. And after like 3 days, if government refuses to respond, there are also another way to protest where government will at the end of the day surrender. You understand? So it's not necessarily coming out to come and protest and making noise. There are so many ways. Civil disobedience is one of the ways that the language.
Yes, I agree with you.
Well done.
Who is lying to each other now?
You didn't tell us your name, sir.
The APC people say that 2 years is not enough to work. Then go to overseas and showcase their achievement.
Exactly.
Some people will say inside the APC that they have worked. The president will agree that Nigeria is suffering, that they should give him time. Who is lying with each other?
My brother,
who is lying to who? The same APC says they have work. The same APC agree that Nigeria is suffering. They say they should give them 2 years to work. By the way, my name is Obinna, calling from Etigbo.
All right, Obinna.
So, that is by the way. Peter Obi will not grab it and run away with it. If we grab it and run away with it, he will rule you like person that grab it and run away with it. Because a stolen money, you will eat it like you stole the money. So if you grab it and run away with it, he will rule you like person that grab it and run away with it. He's a peaceful man. He wants to get everything clear. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for calling. I sincerely do appreciate. So I'll read some WhatsApp messages now. Good evening, Esther. It's absurd that Bola will be referring to Peter Obi as being shallow in his thoughts. It's such a pity the type of democracy we practice in this country has made some people to be out peacefully and give Nigerians good governance. Leo from Lagos. Patriotic Nigerians are missing Peter Obi. Take it or leave it. If I were Tinubu, I would hire Russian mercenaries to help Nigerian soldiers to eliminate all the terrorists in the north, just like the Malian government did in their country. Good evening to everyone in the studio. My own take on this issue is that our president is not telling Nigerians the truth. He raised the price of fuel without any reasonable backup. The crude that we have in the country is being refined outside the country. No refinery is working. I'm totally ashamed. People are suffering and dying because of hunger. Our president, Mr. Fred from Lagos, God help Nigeria. Actually, that's in Borno. He's saying that I grew up in the north. I actually grew up my teenage years in Jos, Plateau State. That's Lantang. Good evening, VOP. Daniel Wallace's comments about Peter Obi seems hypocritical considering President Tinubu's Emilokon statement in 2022, which some interpreted as a power grab. Wallace should focus on his job, but the public might wonder about the subsidy removal fund's accountability. Critics argue President Tinubu's advice to farmers to return to their lands is impractical due to insecurity, particularly from Fulani headsmen and bandits. Regarding Ali Ndume's statement about the government being hijacked by a cabal is questionable, as President Tinubu appears to be in control of this government. Finally, Esther, please tell Barrister Darlington to emulate all the analysts who always wait for you to call before responding to callers' questions, because the way he's doing, he doesn't manage the time with you. Mr. Ogumbi from Idimu, the seat, and all those things are happening in Nigeria today. What could have been the condition of Igbos in Nigeria? Good evening, Esther and Barrister Darlington. Happy New Week. Please, Esther, what did you give Barrister Darlington that made him to be calm like this? It's so interesting watching Barrister Darlington interpreting every question. Post at him. KK good. Yay, Barrister Darlington. Barrister Darlington has cough. Let me just confess to you. He's been coughing. You know, fish out. Don't tire. Yeah, sorry.
Please, you see this your callers. I know they just analyze even the movement I make. What is wrong with them?
Hey, this one is threatening hell and brimstone. Say if I bring you to this station again, that you are spewing hatred on this station, that you are going to write NBC and the hammer will fall on me and the radio station. Okay, what's be your name? I don't see your name. You don't write your name. Please kindly write your name.
Esther, I ask you, have anybody responded to that particular provocative statement? But let somebody just cough in the southeast now. All these people will come and they will write to NBC. They will do this, they will do that. Esther, can you just imagine these people? That thing that man said to Remu Tinubu, is it not more provocative than any other thing you can think of? Have we said any of something here? Have we said any of something here? These people that this Tunde or whoever, they didn't see when that thing happened, Abi. All of them kept quiet. My dear, you know when somebody is a coward, you don't tell him. His attitude will tell you that this man is a coward. Coward is somebody who cannot confront his problem. Coward, somebody who cannot confront his problem. Rather, he will look for somebody to go and embarrass. An innocent person, you see the problem in your house, you left it, you run outside and be looking for somebody to threaten.
All right. Good evening, Sister Esther. I'm Naziru Hausa boy from Shasha. Please help me greet Barrister. May God bless him by saying the truth. All right. Thank you very much. This was an SMS. Another SMS. Dear Esther, Mr. President should tackle insecurity first, bring down tax inflation, then economy will improve. Edu from Iba, Lagos. Well done, Edu, for your message. Esther, please help me greet Barrister Darlington. Okay? I'm greeting him for you. God will continue to protect and preserve him. I love him so much. Brother Donald from Iba. All right, Brother Donald. I think Barrister Darlington can hear you that you're crushing. Barrister Darlington, you've got a male crush. Okay. See, another person says, Peter Obi is a man to beat in the next election. Therefore, whatever he says gives them sleepless night. Ifeanyi Paul. Okay? Good evening, Esther. This is my number. Okay, I've seen your number, Joy. Good evening, VAB crew. My name, APC governors and National Assembly caucus endorsed him into the ark, or he packed the good people in the ark.
Yes. And those who are going to join Noah in the ark, they die with the deluge. I think.
Okay. Good evening, Sister S and Barrister Darlington. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. Faith from Ikeja. Thank you very much, Faith, for your message. Okay, this person says, good evening, you all. Please, my sister and Barrister Darlington, I do follow always. Please, good work by any government is by governance. Thanks. Wachuku namesake, from where, please? You didn't indicate your name first. So is Wachuku your first name or your second name or your surname, rather? Please go to Bainway, CE. Okay, Esther, I love your action. Thank you. Thank you very much. What action did I Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate. Peter Obi is a Messiah. Nigeria is waiting for Koboko Man. They are defecting to APC because of EFCC and slot. Sir,
the purpose of democracy is free speech. Why didn't APC people identify him before he ran to their party?
Darlington, why didn't you identify Imasue as a hypocrite and a fraudulent person?
I am coming. It is left for them. That is what democracy is all about.
It is left for them.
It is left for me to point out your weakness, and you point out my weakness.
What this person is saying is that if obedience claims to be different from others, that they should call out the bad eggs within their camp before they criticize others.
Let's assume they didn't know them. Why didn't you call them out in APC?
Well, Barrister, remember in 2023 election, some of the House of Rep members were not known, so people did not research them at all.
Because we are now pointing out the evils in APC. APC point out the evils in other parties now. Is that not true?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to discuss. It's time for us to discuss how we can make proper investment. How are you, Victor?
Good evening, Esther. Good evening, Nigeria.
How are you?
Once again, my name is Victor from Kudos Homes Limited. And in fact, I have a good news for everyone. Okay. In fact, those that have invested in Kudos Homes Limited, especially in our Kudos Heritage Umuketu Ekpe, this Saturday we'll be having a massive allocation. In fact, we have over 50 people that will be allocating on Saturday. For those of us out there that wants to invest in Kudos Heritage, you can still invest now at the promo price. Kudos Heritage that was selling or that is selling for 2.5 million naira is still on promo, and that promo will be ending with our massive allocation on Saturday. This Saturday, this Saturday. So if you want to invest now, you can get it for just 950,000 and you'll be allocated on Saturday. Our office address is at number 171 Egbeda Idimo Road, Abuludu bus stop, Egbeda, Lagos. And you can get us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram at Kudos Homes Limited. Please start investing today, in fact, so that you can own a plot of land in Kudos Heritage Umuketu Ekpe. I know why I'm saying this, so that you will not be among those that are saying, you people have given allocation, you have given people their land, you didn't give us our own land. Invest with 950,000 today, and you get your own plot of land on Saturday in Kudos Heritage Umuketu Ekpe. The number again to call is 0905 904 7514.
All right, thank you very much, Victor. We sincerely appreciate you coming in and giving us that insight. Barrister Darlington, it's time for us to wrap up, but let me just read about 2 messages. Good evening, VOP. Barrister Darlington's problem is the Southwest. Why is he insisting that someone from Southwest must respond to Senator Ndume? Why not limit it to the president's spokesman? He's even calling them cowards. May God save him. Here is a person who, from 20 calls, half are Yorubas, who is supporting his views, yet he commits this error of generalization every time. He should stop it already. Not everyone in the Southwest supports Tinubu, please. Sheyi from Mushin.
So who are the people attacking us here?
Mr. Darlington, he says you should stop generalizing. That's wrong.
Hold on. We are not generalizing.
He said, must the Southwest be the ones to respond? Is the president's spokespersons that are meant to respond? So if the president's spokespersons are quick to respond anytime Peter Obi speaks, if any of the Northerners and the Northern senators or bureaucrats or any one of them like Atiku, if they should all speak, then somebody from the presidency is meant to respond.
See why we cannot solve our problem? Because we don't admit that there's a problem.
You cannot generalize.
We don't admit that there's a problem.
Not everyone is in the same. Sir, there are persons that are bad in every tribe.
I agree.
And there are the good ones. So you can't use the bad ones to brush over the good ones.
When certain things have become prominent among a particular ethnic group or tribe, we should not hype it. We should call it out.
Well, but you cannot say specifically that it is only the Southwesterners that are the ones that are opposing Peter Obi. No, that's not the truth.
Look, if it's opposing, I won't bother.
Then it is what?
If it's opposing, I will not bother.
I am telling you that it is the supporters of the administration.
It is the supporters of the administration. Esther, the people that are whipping up ethnic sentiment, where are they coming from? Mainly.
If you notice that they're mostly supporting the administration, obviously.
No, mainly. Where are they coming from? Mainly.
Barrister Darlington, what's your final take? We need to wrap